Okay, welcome in one and all. I'm going to be reviewing all of Sunday night's action and Monday's action as well in the NHL. So there were 7 games in total, 5 on Sunday and 2 on Monday night. So the first matchup takes place in Montreal, where we had the host Montreal Canadiens taking on the Vancouver Canucks. The Vancouver Canucks would prevail in this one, coming away with a 5-2 finish. So Connor Garland would kick things off in the second period. There were no goals in the first at the 6 minute and 50-second mark of that frame. And even strength goal from JT Miller and Quinn Hughes. Ilya Mikheyev would then get Garland. Oh my gosh. That was his second goal of the season. Ilya Mikheyev would then get his 6th goal of the year. Just over 3 minutes after that, 9 minutes and 17 seconds exactly. Getting an even strength goal from Kuzmenko. And then Joshua would then get his second goal of the season with just over 2 minutes to go, 17 minutes and 57 seconds remaining. Assisted by Garland and Hronek. So it was 3-0 for the Canucks heading into the third period. Mike Matheson would get a power play goal 6 minutes and 46 seconds into that third frame. His 4th goal of the season from Sean Monahan and Josh Anderson. Brock Besser would then get his 12th goal of the year for the Canucks, increasing the lead to 4-1. An even strength goal with 1.5 minutes to go from Joshua and Tyler Myers. Jack Guy would get his first goal of the season for the Habs, an even strength goal from Jordan Harris and Jake Allen, and that was at the 19-minute and 11-second mark, so just under 50 seconds remaining in the game, making it 4-2. And then D. Giuseppe would then get his 3rd goal of the year for the Canucks, increasing the lead to 5-2. JT Miller and Brock Besser would assist on his goal, and that goal would happen with 18 seconds to go in the game. So, with that, the Canucks are now sitting at, let's take a look at the standings. So with the victory, the Canucks are now sitting at 11-3-1, which is an unbelievable start to the season. And with the loss, the Habs are sitting at 7-6-2. So they're still barely floating above 500, but at least it's better than having 1 or 2 wins on the season so far. So now take a look at the next matchup, which I believe takes place in Florida. So I'm just going to pull up that matchup here right away. So the teams should be loaded on the screen very shortly. So we have the host team in the Panthers, and they were taking on the Chicago Blackhawks. 4-3 would be the final in this one in favor of the home team. In the first, Ekman Larsson would get his 4th goal of the season just 39 seconds into the frame. An even strength goal from Sam Reinhart and Evan Rodriguez. Jason Dickinson would then get his 2nd goal of the year to tie things up. 7 minutes and 4 seconds into that same frame from Reichel and Murphy. Sam Reinhart would then give the Panthers a 2-1 lead. 11 minutes and 54 seconds into that frame. His 10th goal of the season, assisted by Tkachuk and Ekman Larsson on the power play. Connor Bedard would get his 8th goal of the year to tie things up with just under a minute to go, 56 seconds exactly. No assists were on his score. So it was all tied up at 2 heading into the second period. Sam Reinhart would get his 2nd goal of the game, his 11th on the season, 7 minutes into the frame, assisted by Forsling and Rodriguez, an even strength goal. Connor Bedard would then get his 2nd goal of the game, his 9th of the year, assisted by Seth Jones, and that goal would happen at the 8-minute, 18-second mark of the frame. So it was all tied up at 3 heading into the third period. Connor Verhaeghe would then get the go-ahead goal and the game winner 2 minutes and 44 seconds into the third, a power play goal from Sam Reinhart and Matthew Tkachuk. That would be his 6th goal of the season. So now we'll take a look at the standings for both of those teams. So with the victory, the Panthers are now sitting at 9-4-1. And with the loss, the Blackhawks are sitting at 5-8-0. Our next matchup takes place, I believe, in Minnesota. Just going to verify this and double check. Yep. So I'll pull up the teams that played. So obviously we have the host Minnesota Wild, and they're taking on the Dallas Stars. The Stars would come away with a massive victory in this one, 8-3, would be the final score. So Joe Pavelski, the guy that just never seems to age, would get his 6th goal of the season just 57 seconds into the first period, a power play goal from Heiskanen and Robertson. Faxa would get his first goal of the season for the Stars, increasing the lead to 2-0. That happened at the 9-minute and 49-second mark of the frame. Duhaime would then get his 4th goal of the season, 10 minutes and 38 seconds into that frame, decreasing the lead to 2-1 at that point. There were no assists on his goal. Matt Duchene would get his 5th goal of the season, increasing the lead to 3-1, 10 minutes and 52 seconds. So that just happened 14 seconds after Duhaime would score. Matt Duchene would get his 5th, assisted by Marchment and Seguin, an even strength goal. Lettieri would get his 2nd goal of the season in favor of the Wild to decrease the lead to 3-2 at that point. 19 minutes and 12 seconds, so 48 seconds remaining in the frame. Assisted by Rossi and Broden, so it's 3-2 in favor of the Stars heading into the second period. Wyatt Johnston would increase the lead to 4-2 with his 6th goal of the season, assisted by Duchene and Seguin on a power play, 2 minutes and 34 seconds into that middle frame. Evgeny Donatov would then get his 4th goal of the year, increasing the lead to 5-2. A power play goal, 12 minutes and 11 seconds into that second period, assisted by Johnston and Lundqvist. Matt Zuccarello would get a power play goal in favor of the Wild, 15 minutes and 59 seconds into the frame, so roughly just over 4 minutes to go in the second period, assisted by Kaprizov and Matt Boldy. So it was 5-3 in favor of the Stars heading into the third period. In the third, the Stars just blew the game up at that point, getting 3 straight goals. First, it was Jason Robertson would get his 4th goal of the season on a power play, 1 minute and 2 seconds into that third period, assisted by Heiskanen and Jamie Benn. Robertson would then get his 2nd goal of the game, his 5th on the year, another power play goal, and that happened 2 minutes and 7 seconds after that, from Heiskanen and Rupi Hintz. And then Wyatt Johnston would get his 2nd goal of the game and his 7th of the season from Jamie Benn, a shorthanded goal with just over 2 minutes remaining, 2 minutes and 3 seconds exactly. So with that, 8-3, as I said, was the final score from Minnesota. We'll take a look at the standings and see where both teams sat after that. So with the victory, the Stars have now got their 10th win of the season. They're sitting at 10-3-1. And with the loss, the Wild have dropped to 5-8-2. Take a look and see the other 2 matchups from Sunday night. So the next matchup takes place in New York, where we have the host team and the New York Rangers, and they were taking on the Columbus Blue Jackets. 4-3 would be the final score in this one in favor of the home team. It did take until the shootout to decide a winner, so therefore both teams were guaranteed a point. The Rangers obviously got the 2nd point in that favor. So in the first, just under 4 minutes remaining, 4 minutes and 34 seconds exactly remaining. So just under 5 minutes, I do apologize. Danforth would get his 4th goal of the season in favor of the Blue Jackets to kick things off. An even strength goal from Gudbranson and Werenski. Chris Kreider, who I've said his name several times throughout all these reviews, would get his 10th goal of the season. An even strength goal from Gustafsson and Blake Wheeler. And that goal would happen with 1 minute and 14 seconds remaining in the first. So it was all tied up at 1 heading into the second period. Alex Lafreniere would get his 6th goal of the year. 11 minutes and 17 seconds into that middle frame. An even strength goal from Trocheck and Panarin. Fantilli would tie things up, getting his 4th goal of the season for the Blue Jackets. An even strength goal from Voronikov, and that goal would happen at the 12 minute and 35 second mark of that frame. Sean Corelli would then give the Blue Jackets a 3-2 lead, his 5th goal of the season. that goal would happen literally less than 20 seconds after Fantilli scored, assisted by Texier and Eric Gudbranson. So it was 3-2 in favor of the Blue Jackets heading into the third period. The lone goal came from Alex Lafreniere, and that happened with just over 10 seconds remaining in the game. So obviously the Blue Jackets almost pulled this one out in regulation, but unfortunately it was not meant to be. So Lafreniere would get his second goal of the game, his 7th of the season, assisted by Kreider and Panarin. There were no goals to report in the overtime period, and who would have guessed that the man who tied it up late in regulation would get the shootout winner? His, saying his 7th shootout goal? Okay. Alex Lafreniere would ice the game at that point in favor of the Rangers. So, with the win, see if I can pull up the standings here. The Rangers have now improved to 11-2-1. And the Blue Jackets have now dropped to 4-7-4. So the best of the Metropolitan versus the worst of the Metropolitan. So now we'll take a look at the last game of that Sunday schedule. And that happened to take place in California, where we have the host Anaheim Ducks, and they were taking on the San Jose Sharks. So one team is still somewhat decent, hanging around that wild card spot, while the other team is hanging out at the bottom of that Pacific Division. 4-1 would be the final score. The Ducks would prevail in this one. Vatarno would kick things off in the first period, 4 minutes and 49 seconds into that frame. An even strength goal from Lyubushkin and Ryan Strome. Kunin would tie things up 13 minutes and 5 seconds into that first period, his second goal of the year, assisted by Hertl and Eklund. Vatarno would then get his second goal of the game and 11th on the season from Fowler and Silverberg, and that would come on the power play at the 18-minute and 22-second mark of that first period. So it was 2-1 in favor of the Ducks after one. There were no goals to report in the second, so we had to jump all the way to the third period, where McTavish would then increase the lead to 3-1, a minute and 52 seconds into that third period. A power play goal from Carlson and Mintyukov, and then Radko Gudas would get his second goal of the season less than a minute after McTavish scored. An even strength goal from Ryan Strome and Vatarno. So Vatarno seems to be playing pretty damn well, considering he's either scoring or helping out on the assist column for the Ducks. So with the win, Anaheim are now sitting at 8-6-0. And with the loss, the Sharks are sitting at 2-12-1. So very poor, to say the least. So that takes care of all the games from Sunday's action. Now we'll take a look at Monday's schedule. Just 2 games on tap for Monday. The first game took place in Edmonton, where we had the Oilers, and they were taking on the New York Islanders. Now, the big thing for the Oilers is they had a head coaching change. They got rid of Woodcroft. They brought in Knobloch, a former OHL coach of the Erie Otters. Obviously, McDavid was part of that team, as well it was Connor Brown, a new member of the Oilers, and Warren Fogle as well. So these guys are more than familiar with the coach that is now taking over the team for now. 4-1 would be the final score in favor of the Oilers, now getting their second win in a row. So we'll take a look at the goal scoring summary. So Matt Barzal would get his third goal of the season to kick things off just 40 seconds into the first. An even strength goal from Horvat and Pulock. Draisaitl would then tie things up with just under 6 minutes to go, 14 minutes and 17 seconds exactly. His sixth goal of the season, an even strength goal from Darnell Nurse. So it was all tied up in 1 after the first. There were no goals to report in the second, so we have to jump all the way to the third. At the 7-minute and 35-second mark exactly, Zach Hyman would then get his 8th goal of the year, a power play goal from Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. Connor McDavid would then get his 3rd goal of the season, assisted by Leon Draisaitl, 9 minutes and 33 seconds into that frame, to increase the lead to 3-1. And then Evander Kane would then get his 4th goal of the year, a shorthanded goal from Leon Draisaitl with 2.5 minutes to go. And the only reason he scored was because the Islanders pulled their goalie at that point, so he had an open net. So it wasn't like it was a challenging goal to say at all. So with the victory, if I can see if I can pull it up, the Oilers are now sitting at 4-9-1. And with the loss, the Islanders are sitting at 5-6-3. And the only other game on tap from that Monday schedule took place in Seattle, where we have the Kraken, and they're playing host to the Colorado Avalanche. So the team should appear on your screen as we speak. So now we'll take a look and see who won and the goal scoring summary. So the Avalanche would prevail in this one, a final of 5-1. Brandon Tanev would get his first goal of the season for the Kraken, 6 minutes and 13 seconds into the first. An even strength goal from Dunn and Wenberg. It was 1-0 in favor of the Kraken heading into the second period. Mikko Rantanen would then get his 10th goal of the season, 12 minutes and 5 seconds in that frame to tie it up, from McKinnon and Devon Toews. Ross Colton would then get his 4th goal of the year, 14 minutes and 12 seconds into that second period, a power play goal from Thomas Tatar and Devon Toews. So it was 2-1 in favor of the Avalanche heading into the third period. Cale Makar would get his 4th goal of the year, assisted by Thomas Tatar and Caleb Jones, I do believe, 4 minutes and 14 seconds into that third period, increasing the lead to 3-1. Jonathan Drouin would get his first goal as a member of the Colorado Avalanche, an even strength goal, 9 minutes and 9 seconds into that third period, assisted by McKinnon and Mikko Rantanen. And then Valery Nichushkin would get his 3rd goal of the year, a power play goal, 16 minutes and 43 seconds into that third frame, increasing the lead to 5-1, assisted by Cale Makar and Nathan McKinnon. So now we'll take a look at the standings for both of those teams. With the win, the Avalanche have now improved to 9-5-0. And with the loss, Seattle has now fallen to 5-8-3. So that takes care of all the hockey reviews from Sunday and Monday night. As always, if you're new to this channel and you like this type of content, I attempt to do videos on the daily, so please feel free to hit that sub button. I'd be very grateful and very appreciative as well. As always, take care.